Transfers are supposed to be exciting. New club, new challenge, fresh start. But sometimes a move that looks perfect on paper can turn into a season full of what-ifs. This summer saw plenty of big-name signings and bold switches, but not all of them are guaranteed to work out. For some players, the challenge is ahead, whether it's adapting to a new league, finding their place in the squad, or handling the pressure, could mean they'll look back and wonder if they made the right call. So here are 10 players who might end up regretting their moves this summer. Number 10. Joao Felix. Joao Felix's career has been a whirlwind, bursting onto the scene at Benfica, fetching a massive £113 million move to Atletico Madrid, then drifting through loan spells at Chelsea, Barcelona and AC Milan without ever finding a true home. This summer, instead of pushing for one more big shot in Europe, he's opted for a high-profile switch to Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia for around £43.7 million, linking up with Cristiano Ronaldo. On paper, it's a glamorous and lucrative move, but it also feels like an early retreat for a player still in his prime. Felix has the skill set to light up Europe's biggest stages, and stepping away now risks closing doors that might not reopen, especially if the competitive edge and spotlight he'd get in Europe fade in the Gulf. Number 9. Leroy Sane. Leroy Sane's switch from Bayern Munich to Galatasaray looked like a bold move at just the right moment. He wrapped up his contract at Bayern and signed a 3-year deal in Istanbul, earning a serious £10 to £11 million per season. It's a chance to be the undisputed star, play in the Champions League again, and feel the love of fans who see you as the marquee signing after years of being second fiddle. Lothar Matthäus even called it a super move for both the club and Sane, praising Galatasaray's ambitions and the support he'll receive. Here's the potential downside. The move to Turkey could cost him a spot in Germany's World Cup squad. National team coach Julian Nagelsmann is shaping a team built around regular top-level match rhythm, and playing outside the Bundesliga or Premier League raises the bar for expectations. Sane himself acknowledged this, stating, "I can understand the discussion to some extent, but it's just better to wait and see," when asked about his chances for a World Cup call-up. Number 8. Bynoe-Gittens. Bynoe-Gittens' switch from Borussia Dortmund to Chelsea was a headline grabber. A club record £48.5 million with add-ons for a 20-year-old winger who racked up 12 goals and 14 assists in 107 senior outings. He even became the most expensive uncapped English player ever. But walking into Stamford Bridge is like walking on thin ice from day one, because not only will he be under more scrutiny in the Premier League as compared to the Bundesliga, but also the pressure from Todd Boehly, who's shown little patience with stars who don't shine instantly. Number 7. Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka's transfer to Sunderland might take the cake for daring, especially when considering what he's stepping into. The 32-year-old joined the newly promoted Black Cats from Bayer Leverkusen for around £17 million on a 3-year deal, bringing experience, skill, and a Premier League pedigree to Wearside. That's the upside. Sunderland clearly want his leadership as they gear up for life in the top flight. But let's be real, this season doesn't look like a walk in the park. Sunderland's back in the Premier League after climbing from the Championship, and the ominous voice of relegation is already whispering. Pre-season previews have them among the sides most likely to go down, and the club's history of rapid decline isn't exactly comforting. Xhaka could find himself playing more survival than celebration matches very soon. Number 6. Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez's summer move to Al-Hilal checks all the big payday boxes. He'll nearly triple his salary from nearly £140,000 to £400,000 per week, with the club paying upwards of £46 million plus add-ons to Liverpool. On paper, that is a career reset with serious financial muscle. But is it worth leaving behind Champions League nights, Premier League drama, and a stage where he truly made his name? Despite flashes of brilliance at Anfield like decisive goals and all that trademark agent of chaos flair, his inconsistent scoring and limited starts, just 8 league games last season, may be why the move happened in the first place. In the end, trading those high-pressure, high-visibility nights for luxurious surroundings and lighter scrutiny might mean that he's saying goodbye to the kind of challenges that truly elevate a career. For a striker who's still chasing legend status, that's a risky bet. Number 5. Inigo Martinez. Inigo Martinez's move from Barcelona to Al-Nassr might sound like the perfect ending for a veteran. Capped off the season with a domestic treble and then cashed in on a lucrative Saudi deal. But here's the sting. If you go to the Saudi League, you're likely waving goodbye to your chances of playing in World Cups or European nights again. At 34, Martinez just left one of Europe's elite leagues where he was stayed. Number 4. Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike's move to Liverpool looked like a dream come true. Fresh off a stellar season at Eintracht Frankfurt where he smashed in 15 Bundesliga goals and earned a spot in the team of the season, the 23-year-old arrived at Anfield for a whopping £69 million, potentially rising to £79 million. Big fee, big expectations. And on paper, he seemed like the perfect fit. Tall, quick, two-footed and with plenty of room to grow. But here's where things get tricky. Liverpool's still pushing hard to sign Alexander Isak, and if that happens, Ekitike could suddenly find himself warming the bench instead of leading the line. Sure, he made an instant impact with a goal in the Community Shield, showing glimpses of his flair, but in a squad stacked with attacking talent, even a bright start might not guarantee regular minutes. For a player this young and ambitious, watching from the sidelines could quickly turn that dream move into something he might wish he'd thought twice about. Number 3. Rayan Cherki. Rayan Cherki's move from Lyon to Manchester City was billed as the perfect next step for one of Europe's brightest young creators. City paid around £34 million for the 21-year-old after he topped Liga 1's assist charts and dazzled in the Europa League. The problem? He's just walked into one of the most competitive attacking units in football, with Phil Foden, Jeremy Doku and Omar Marmoush already fighting for minutes. Plus, strong rumours that Rodrigo could join the mix. On top of that, Cherki's history of attitude issues, like a crude gesture towards United fans and even asking to be put in Lyon's youth squad when benched, might not sit well with Pep Guardiola's famously strict standards. If he adapts quickly, he could thrive, but if not, there's a real risk he ends up watching most of City's magic from the sidelines. Number 2. Liam Delap. Liam Delap's move to Chelsea started with so much promise. He arrived from Ipswich for around £30 million after a breakout season where he netted 12 Premier League goals and announced himself as a top young striker. He even scored a brace in a pre-season win over Milan, reminding everyone of his finishing ability. But now there's a twist. Joao Pedro, the £55 million signing from Brighton, looks to be Maresca's preferred fit up front. Delap's frustrated glare from the bench when Pedro scored a brace in the Club World Cup didn't go unnoticed. In a squad loaded with attacking talent, Delap might find himself slipping to second or even third in the pecking order. For someone who made a big money move to get game time and step up his career, that's exactly the sort of thing that could leave him silently thinking, uh-oh, maybe I regret this one. Number 1. Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko's £74 million move from RB Leipzig to Manchester United had all the makings of a dream step-up. A young 6'5" striker with blistering pace, a deadly finish and 39 goals in 87 games for Leipzig. Now wearing the famous red shirt. On paper, it looked perfect. United needed a number 9 and he wanted a bigger stage. But here's the issue. There's no Champions League, no Europa League, not even Conference League football at Old Trafford this season. And with United looking shaky, there's a real chance he could miss out again for next year. For a 22-year-old ready to test himself against Europe's elite, trading in those big midweek nights for a domestic grind might start to feel like a gamble he didn't need to take. And that's our list, 10 players who could be rethinking their summer 2025 moves before the season's done. Big wages, bigger clubs, fresh challenges, all great on paper. But in football, it doesn't take long for a dream transfer to turn into a nightmare, especially when minutes dry up, the system doesn't suit you, or the club's a mess. Some of these guys might thrive, others might wish they'd stayed put. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so that you don't miss when we revisit this list later. And tell us in the comments, which transfer do you think will backfire the most? Oh, you've asked for it and we've finally delivered. Relive the glory days with the most iconic designs in football history. Whether you're a fan of classic club colours or legendary international strips, we've got something to ignite your nostalgia. Perfect for match days, casual wear or adding to your collection. Shop the new retro range now at goal90.shop. Massive discounts await.